Just rolling your shoulders down a little bit. Again, tucking your chin, adjusting so that your neck has more space. And from here, just roll over onto your side, so whichever side is your favorite. And then sit yourself up. And we'll move into a child's pose. So make sure that your ball is nice and close. And from here, just bring your big toes to touch. Walk your hands out in front of you. Let your forehead touch down. Your hands can be stretched out. If it feels better to stack your forearms and just let your forehead relax down into the back of your hands, that's totally fine. Just do whatever feels best for you right now. And if you need to adjust your legs, do it. If you want to adjust where your head is, do it. Just let yourself actually listen to what your body wants right now. And accommodating what it's asking for, almost as a reward for communicating. And from here, you're welcome to stay, or just bring yourself up slightly. Sweep your left arm underneath your right so that your pinkies touch, and then slide your hips back. So you'll stretch the left side of your body, releasing the muscles that support your shoulder blade. And don't just dump into your shoulder, collapsing down. Maintain tension through your left arm, almost like you're pressing down into your left hand and dragging your body to the left, so increasing that stretch. You can change the position of your head. You can rotate a little bit towards the sky and a little bit more towards the floor. Just find that perfect spot. And then take a few deep breaths into your nose. And you can breathe out through your mouth, or you can breathe out through your nose, whatever feels better for you. Two more breaths here. And when you want, just bring yourself up, and we'll go the other way. So bring your right hand underneath so your pinkies touch. Pressing down into your right hand, leaning your body to the right, so maintaining tension through your right arm. Creating that awesome release for the muscles that stabilize your shoulder blade, that move your shoulder blade, but also protect your shoulder. See if you can intentionally breathe into the upper right side of your back. And let your hips sink back as you breathe out. Just 2 more breaths. Good. And when you want to, just bring your hands back out in front. Let your forehead rest down. A few breaths to just exist. Make your way up into your tabletop. Grab the ball, and we'll release your pecs right now. So you'll lay down onto the ball, onto your tummy. And the ball will be going between the front of your shoulder, so the anterior rotator cuff area, across your pecs. So basically between your shoulder and your sternum. And you'll roll side to side, mimicking the fanning of the pec muscles. Allow yourself to pause where you want to, and don't push down so you feel like you're hurting your ribs. Feels like you're hurting yourself, you probably are. But just pause on the sticky spots, take a few deep breaths, and then move on, okay? We'll also add some movement of the arm to increase the depth and release. So I'll just lay down onto my ball here. Good. And you're welcome to use a pillow, the back of your left hand. So placing the ball underneath your right pec, we'll start with. Just rolling side to side, maybe up and down. And allowing yourself to just move through for a little while, really learning what this feels like, what's going on in your pecs today. And when you want to, you can pause on the spot, breathing into your tummy. So this is awesome because you get that extra feedback of the floor, so you really know where your breath is going. Breathe with your diaphragm. And when you breathe out, let yourself just soften into the ball. Moving the ball a little bit, left, right, side, side. Just follow your lines of tension. And when you want to, maybe you start to add the motion of your arm. So the ball stays in the same spot and you start to just move your arm around. Kind of like we did in the previous video with the snow angels. It's like making a snow angel, you're just on your tummy. At some point, maybe it feels great to have your hand wrap around your back. So your right hand rests in your lower back. And you can even roll down a little bit more down your arm into your delt. That makes sense. Just follow your lines of tension. Breathing into your tummy. Pausing on the sticky spots. And we'll be here for another 3, maybe 5 breaths. And when you want to, if your hand is wrapped behind, sweep it out. Move around, and when you're ready, you can just let your arm rest down onto the ground beside you. Maybe notice the difference. Your arm probably feels pretty great. And we'll move into the other side. So just placing the ball underneath your left pec. Arm off to the side. You can go side to side, sternum to shoulder to start. Do what you can to soften into the ball though. Always that effort to relax the muscle. Remember that breathing deeper helps. And at some point you'll find a spot that is less than comfortable. Pause on it. Breathe on it. Maybe move your arm. Just giving yourself 3, tops 5 breaths on that trigger point spot. Those would be slow, deep breaths, not hyperventilating breaths. And then moving on. At some point, you might want to start sweeping your arm, making those little snow angels. And at some point, maybe your left hand rests in the small of your back. Maybe following the line down your arm a little bit. Maybe rolling a little more towards your sternum. Again, it's just whatever is going on in your body. Do what you need to do. Find the line, chase the line. Giving yourself another 2, maybe 3 breaths here. And at some point, you'll start to sweep your arm forward and back, sweeping. Taking the ball, placing it off to the side. Just letting your arms do what they want to do for a moment. Play with your shoulder blades, slide them up and down. Maybe sweep your arms around, whatever feels good for you, and then find your way back into a child's pose. So your hips, find your heels, your arms go straight out. Maybe they come beside you, whatever feels good. And we'll finish off with stretching and some shoulder blade activation stuff, mobility. So from here, starting with that right pec, place your right hand off to the side and start to bend your elbow. So you want to feel this not like you're tearing your shoulder, your rotator cuff here. You want to feel stretch through your pec. So active through your right arm, lean into it. And once you find that stretch, it feels pretty freaking awesome. But just rock your hips forward and back, maybe, or maybe you just stay in that static spot. But wherever you are, that constant tension, that constant stretch. And again, making sure it's not just adding pressure, tearing into your rotator cuff there. You're actually feeling a nice stretch in your pecs. For 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll your arm around a little bit and we'll come into the other side. So left hand off to the side, fingers face away from you, bending into your left elbow. Just drop your shoulder down. Maintain tension through that left arm. Tension, what does that even mean? Use your muscles, don't jump into the joints. Yes. Good. And then you can rock back, you can rock forward. Side, side, if that feels good. But again, just making sure that this stays in your pecs. If it's better for you to have a long arm, you can do that. I just find that for me personally, it's easier to access my pecs with the bent elbow. For 2. And 1. Good. Bring yourself up. Again, you can just roll your shoulder around, whatever. And from here, lay down onto your back, and we'll just move your shoulder blades a little bit. So lay down onto your back, knees bent. Make sure that your lower back's on the ground, hands towards the sky. So spread your fingers out super wide. Good. And then from here, slide your right hand up. So feel your shoulder blade slide. Good. For 3, 2, and 1, slide your shoulder blade down. Notice, try and keep your right shoulder away from your right ear so you're not dumping into your upper traps. You're actually using your lower traps and your lats. Good.